When you add resilient gardens to your outdoor spaces, you contribute to the long-term well-being of the island. Introduce yourself to the Nantucket Footprints virtual garden tours and find inspiration to cultivate biodiversity. The first tour of a native meadow, curated by the Nantucket Conservation Foundation, is now available for free at nantucketfootprints.org.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Nantucket High School here on the island of Nantucket. My name is DC Collins, and today NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection present Nantucket Whalers Girls Volleyball. Today, the Whalers, with a record of 1-1, take on the Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans with a record of 3-0. Our producer today, Frank Scott. The executive producer of the Nantucket Sports Connection is Charles Douglas. Great matchup on tap today. The Trojans come in undefeated 3-0. Nantucket in their last game, a tough loss to Sturgis West, 3-0. That was back on Monday. They did, however, win their opening matchup back on September 4th with a 3-1 sets victory over St. John Paul II. That was here at Nantucket. The loss was on the road at Sturgis West. Michaela Lyons has her team set with the starters. Bridgewater-Raynham, they have their team set with Maria Serrano. We will take a timeout, bring you those starting lineups, and the opening match, or the opening set of today's match. It's Bridgewater-Raynham and Nantucket. The Whalers looking to go 2-1. We'll bring you all the action right after these words from our great sponsors here on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV over the past few years have done countless broadcasts that are both exciting and professional.
Shot, score! Jack Halleck!
I support NCTV's Nantucket Sports Connection because it's a great opportunity to reach island families, support students, and our local television station.
Hello, Nantucket. MassDOT is excited to announce our latest survey of how people travel around the state. It's called the Massachusetts Travel Study, and it helps us figure out how to spend resources and plan services in your area. A random sample of households will be invited to participate, but if you live here on Nantucket, chances are you will be included. So be on the lookout for invitations to hit mailboxes starting this week and all throughout September. We look forward to your partnership in moving towards a better transportation future in Massachusetts and throughout the islands.
There is this mind picture of a drug addict. Down and out, not somebody you want in the house. But they're our neighbors, they're our relatives, they're our friends.
I still regret not taking that warning like I probably should have.
I truly believe the lowest point of despair is the preventable loss of one's child.
If you have an addiction issue, I want to be able to take care of you. It is an equal opportunity problem.
Need help? Visit addictionsolutionsnantucket.com.
My name is Sheila Lucy. I'm Nantucket Harbor Master and the Director of the Nantucket Lifeguard Program. We're going to offer you some beach safety tips today. My tip is always swim near a lifeguard, pay attention to the signs and the flags, and know what beach access you are at.
Hi, I'm Shane Carey. I'm the Assistant Harbor Master and full-time lifeguard. My safety tip is avoid swimming alone and avoid swimming after dusk.
Hi, I'm Squire. I'm an assistant harbor master out here on Nantucket as well as a full-time lifeguard. And my safety tip is to know your limitations and pick the best beach conditions for you and your family.
Hi, I'm Kevin, lifeguard supervisor. My safety tip is if you need help in the water, raise your hand above your head and signal for help.
My name's Justin. I'm a lifeguard supervisor, and my beach safety tip is to learn rip current safety and talk to the lifeguards at your beach to gain knowledge.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm a Nantucket lifeguard, and my beach safety tip is that alcohol and swimming never mix.
I'm Noah, and I'm a Nantucket lifeguard. My beach safety tip is to always enter the water feet first.
Hi, I'm Ethan Coggins. I'm a lifeguard supervisor. My beach safety tip is that Nantucket is a fragile ecosystem. Leave only footprints on the beach. Never leave your trash behind.
I'm JV and I'm a beach lifeguard. My tip for the day is to beat the heat and block the sun.
Hi, I'm Jake. I'm a beach lifeguard, and my tip for the day is to designate a person to watch the water.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll look for three. Got it! Huge shot from Carp.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Nantucket Ice is about community, camaraderie, confidence, jumping in, and being part of a team. Falling, but getting back up.
And Whalers control. Quick shot.
It's about being part of the culture, friendships, experience. But ultimately, it's about being on the ice. Located in the heart of the island, it's about being a future for our youth, our families, our community. Come join us. Be a part of our community.
And welcome back, everyone, to Nantucket High School. It's girls volleyball here on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection as the Whalers take on the Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans. Whalers come in with a record of 1-1 so far. They will start Leah Crowley, the senior, also Rihanna Cranston, the senior, Bianca Santos, Victoria Boskova, also Myra Aguilar, Julie Pyers, and Mag Gonzalez. For the Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans, they are 3-0, undefeated so far under Maria Serrano. They will start Julia Santos, Haley Venkus, Ali Piesowitz, also Lillian Berman, Mackenzie Gabriel, Abby Campbell. Those are your starters for Bridgewater-Raynham as we are set to go. Bridgewater-Raynham on the left-hand side of your screen, the Nantucket Whalers on the right-hand side of your screen. Frank Scott along with Charles Douglas. My name is DC Collins, and we will be joined throughout the broadcast by members of the junior varsity Whalers volleyball team. That is Neve Fain and Alice Santos. First to three games wins the set. First to 3 out of 5 sets will win the match today here. We're glad you could join us here on NCTV and also the Nantucket Sports Connection. Whalers will serve first. This will be Mag Gonzalez, the senior. Gets it over the net. Trojans looking for an opportunity as that one hits off the top of the net. The point goes to Bridgewater-Raynham. A 1-0 lead. It's the first to 25 to win the set. And we welcome in Neve Fain and Alice Santos. Ladies, good afternoon. Glad to have you up here in the broadcast booth.
Thank you.
A little bit of a different position to watch the game, huh?
Yes.
So Bridgewater-Raynham jumps out to a 2-0 lead so far. So tell me what you know about the members of the Whalers varsity team. Who are we looking for right here? Who's got the strength?
For me, number 5, Bianca Santos, has the strength. She's a setter. She's been the main setter for many years now. I think she has really big potential, and she's a key to winning the game.
Santos, number 5, the senior, as Nantucket looks to tap it over. Good save there by the Trojans. Bounce it to the back line. Nantucket with the opportunity right here. Another good dig right there by Santos for Bridgewater-Raynham. That falls in, and Nantucket gets the first point of this afternoon. They still trail 2-1. And Neve, who should we concentrate on for Nantucket?
Definitely Rihanna because she's like such a good outsider, and she's also so kind to the team and so supportive, and she brings both good energy to the court and outside the court.
That's number 4, Rihanna Cranston, one of the senior leaders for this team that you're speaking of.
Yes.
So we're tied up at 2 here in the first set, just underway. I'm DC Collins here on NCTV and also the Nantucket Sports Connection. We are joined up in the broadcast booth by Neve Fain and Alice Santos, members of the JV team under head coach Michaela Lyons for Nantucket, as the Trojans get the point. So let's talk about the first 2 games that you guys saw with the varsity. A win against St. John Paul II, that was last week. Tough loss, though, against Sturgis West. They shut the varsity team out 3-0. That was a huge opponent right there, right?
Yes. It was very sad to see because they were looking forward to winning it. Because we did win them last year, so it was sad to see it.
Another rematch maybe down the line later on in the season in the playoffs.
Yes.
As that one goes off the fingertips of Rihanna Cranston and out. It'll be a point for Bridgewater-Raynham, and they've got a 4-2 lead here in the first set. Best of 5, first 1 to 3. We'll win the match here at Nantucket today. So for the Trojans, this is Kaylee Cabral, the senior, to serve for Bridgewater-Raynham. Gets it to the back line. Whalers looking for an opportunity, and that one goes long and out of bounds, and Bridgewater-Raynham picks up the point. It's now 5-2. So talk about, I guess, what you guys did in the preseason as far as training. I know it's early in the season, but is there anything that Coach Lyons is really sort of set on what you guys need to focus to for the varsity or the JV?
She's really set on our rotations. JV, we really need to learn more about our rotations, and that's what we've been practicing on for a lot of the practices. I know varsity, they are learning a new rotation with new potential people in the game, and that's also what JV is doing.
And a violation against the Whalers right now. So another point goes to Bridgewater-Raynham, and it's a 7-2 lead for the Trojans here in the first set. I'm DC Collins. We are joined up in the broadcast booth by Neve Fain and Alice Santos, members of the junior varsity team for the Whalers. Whalers trying to get back into this set. Tapped around, and it falls on the side of Nantucket, so another point for Bridgewater-Raynham, and now it's an 8-2 lead for the Trojans. Serve this time by Cabral. This goes to the back line. Nantucket tapping it over. Trojans looking to spike. Great block right there by Nantucket's Leah Crowley, the senior, as Nantucket will get the point, and now it's 8-3. You guys, Crowley is one of the taller players on the team, so a real big advantage when she gets towards the net.
Yeah. Yes.
Serve goes over. Trojans will just bump it over this time. Whalers looking for something towards the near side of the net, and that one goes long, and Bridgewater-Raynham will pick up the point. And a substitution right now for Bridgewater-Raynham as Anna Steffen will step in. And for the Trojans, Santos will come to the sidelines. 9-3 here in the first set, Bridgewater-Raynham with the lead. Whalers looking to get something going, and that one just goes long as it was sent out by the back line. So a 10-3 lead for Bridgewater-Raynham. Trojans with an opportunity here. That one tapped over, but that one goes long as it's sent out of bounds by Libby Cronin. And Nantucket will get the serve, and a couple of substitutions for Nantucket right now. As coming in is Penelope Hamill to play in the front line. And to serve for the Whalers, this is Bianca Santos, the senior. Sent over, and it goes off the fingertips of Bianca Santos and out of bounds. So Bridgewater-Raynham with an 11-4 lead for the Whalers right now. We're joined up in the broadcast booth by Neve Fain and Alice Santos, members of the JV team for Nantucket. What's the most difficult thing? Is it setting? Is it bumping? Is it just watching the deflections from one of your teammates if you're in the back line?
I believe that all positions are hard, but definitely outside, only because you have to time the hit perfectly, and you also have to make sure you're getting it like right over to the other side and getting a direct kill.
Or getting it to one of your teammates too,
yes,
if it's off the deflection. We'll ask Alice what she thinks the most difficult position in volleyball is in a second. That one is tapped over by the Whalers. And a whistle and a violation from Nantucket, so the point again goes to Bridgewater-Raynham. And now it's a 13-4 lead for the Trojans. Alice, what do you think is the most difficult position for you to play?
For me, I think it would probably be setting, just because when the libero hits the ball, you have to run straight to where the ball is, and you always have to get second ball no matter what. And your team depends on you to get a good set, so the spiker, the outside hitter, can spike it good and get the match point.
And it's literally, it's cliche, but it's wherever the ball bounces, you got to be ready for it.
Yeah.
Front line, outside. Nice job right there by the Trojans to collect that point. Here's Cronin again to serve it for Bridgewater-Raynham. They've got a 14-4 lead here in the first set, best of 5. This one sent backwards by the Trojans. Now they get it over the net. And Tuckett looking to get something going here as they trail 14-4. It's been all Bridgewater so far to this point. That one bumped over there by Boskova. Trojans send it to the back line. Berman bumps it out. Tapped over again. Good rally going here by both teams. Again coming up is Tordova. Right at the net. Good save there by Gabriel. Trojans bump it over. There's Tordova again for Nantucket. And that one blocked at the net, but they'll give Nantucket the point. Interference on the net from the Trojans. That could be a momentum shifter right here as Nantucket gets the point. They still trail 14-5, but ladies, that's the longest rally we've seen back and forth, and a great job of Nantucket to win that point. So now here's Silva serving. Gets it into the net though, and maybe a momentum killer right there as Bridgewater-Raynham will pick up the point. How hard is it to serve?
I think it really depends on how long you train for and your angle, but I don't think it's really hard if you put your mind to it and you practice a lot.
Trojans save it. Have to get it over on this hit. Now it's Nantucket's opportunity. Another good dig by the Trojans. Bounced around. Two Nantucket players collide. And the Trojans will just pop it over the net once again. To the near side. Another opportunity. That one blocked at the net. Cranston went up for it. But 2 Trojans right there to knock it back down, and now it's a 16-5 lead for Bridgewater-Raynham here in the first set. Ladies, do you like the long rallies if you're serving, or do you like it when it's a quick point and you get it right back and you can do it all over again?
I prefer the long rallies just because it feels like such a beautiful game and it feels exciting to see who's going to get the point.
A little bit of an adrenaline rush
Yeah.
right there. We are speaking with Alice Santos and Neve Fain, 2 members of the JV team for Nantucket, joining us here in the broadcast booth on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection. Whalers get the point on that one as the Trojans couldn't control it. So now it's a 16-7 lead for Bridgewater-Raynham, but Nantucket will get the serve here in the first set. Crowd getting it a little louder here as Boskova serves it right into the net. So, ladies, just when you think the Whalers got something going, you know, they had that long rally a moment ago where they won the point, got the serve right there, goes into the net, and it's just,
Yeah.
little frustrating.
That is a little frustrating, but I believe we'll work our way back to the top.
Whalers trail 17-7 here in the first set. Santos serving for Bridgewater-Raynham. As the Whalers will just have to bump it over. Trojans looking to set up the spike here on the far side, and they get it, and it bounces out of bounds off the hands of Santos, and Bridgewater-Raynham gets the point. So you can see with Nantucket, they're trying to get it to the front line to set up the spike, but it's really tough the way the deflection's going. Their third hit, which obviously has to go over, hasn't really been that effective. It's just sort of been a bump and easy for the Trojans to defend. And that one, a little miscommunication there on the Whalers' part, so Bridgewater-Raynham again with the point. They lead 19-7. First team to 25 will win the set. Have to win by 2. And the Trojans cruising along here. As that one is tapped over by the Whalers. Goes to the near side, and that one is deflected by the Whalers. Diving for it, great effort by Tordova, but she couldn't come up with it. And so another point goes to the Trojans. It's 20-7. Do either of you have a favorite position?
My favorite position?
Favorite position to play?
It would probably be, I really like outside hitter. I think it's really fun to get that little run, and when you do a good spike, it feels like the most amazing thing in the world when you get a point for your team.
That is Alice Santos of the JV team for the Whalers. Neve, your favorite position?
I really like setter because your team is counting on you, and you also have to bring good energy to the court, and it's just like such a good position.
Now, have you relayed that to Coach Michaela Lyons about your favorite positions? Or have you relayed that to head coach Michaela Lyons? No, not yet?
No.
Okay. Well, if she watches the replay, maybe she'll know, maybe mix things up a little bit. As Nantucket gets the point. Great job there by Crowley, standing strong at the net for Nantucket. And they are finally back on the board. They still trail 21-8 here in the first set. And a substitution as Mag Gonzalez, one of the seniors, checks in. And Penelope Hamill, a sophomore, will check out for the Whalers. Gonzalez with the opportunity to serve here for Nantucket. And gets that one right into the net. So again, ladies, the opportunity for Nantucket. They win a point, but right off the serve, they give it right back over, this time to Bridgewater-Raynham.
Yes.
Substitution now for the Trojans as Campbell comes out. Trojans with the opportunity for the spike on the far side. Tapped up in the air by Gonzalez. Bumped over the net by Nantucket. Gonzalez again with another save. And a miscommunication there between Crowley and Santos. No one knew who was going to hit it. And the Trojans pick up the point. It's 23-8. Berman will serve for Bridgewater-Raynham. And that goes off the hands of Gonzalez to the right of the net. And now it's set point for Bridgewater-Raynham as they lead 24-8 here in the first set, best of 5. Berman serving for the set for the Trojans. Tapped over, and that time a good job by Crowley. Hit it where they ain't, and Nantucket gets the point to save the set point, but they still trail 24-9, and it'll be Cranston serving for the Whalers to our right. Trojans have to get it over, and they do. Good save there. Bridgewater-Raynham has to get it over on this hit, and they do. There's Tordova. Tapped over, saved by the Trojans. Far side, and that one lands out, so Nantucket stays alive as they get the point, trailing 24-10 here in the first set. I'm DC Collins, glad you could join us on this Tuesday afternoon. Nantucket Whalers Girls Volleyball against Bridgewater-Raynham. Joined in the booth this time by Neve Fain and Alice Santos, members of the junior varsity team for Nantucket. As the Whalers trying to save set point here. And that one is out of bounds, and Nantucket back-to-back points. That's the first time we've seen that from the Whalers here in this match today. They trail 24-11. Cranston again to serve. Trojans with set point on their fingertips right now as that one's knocked into the net. And it's another point for Nantucket. Well, I'm not going to jinx anything, but Cranston's doing a great job of setting up Nantucket for the last 3 points for the Whalers, even though they trail 24-12 here in the first set. And I just did. So Bridgewater-Raynham gets the point. They get the first set, best out of 5. We will take a timeout and be back to Nantucket High School right after these words. 1-0, Bridgewater-Raynham on top of Nantucket. Set number 2 comes your way right after these words on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Welcome to July 4th, 2023. It is busy and hot here on Nantucket, and we're going to go see what people are up to. Everybody seems to be having a lot of fun around here, so let's go.
What is your favorite thing about July 4th on Nantucket?
Just the amount of people everywhere. Everyone's really excited. Everyone's dressed up. It was super fun.
I would say my favorite thing is the people and the spirit that everyone's just excited to be here and to celebrate, and most importantly, to be together.
I'm from London, so this is...
Back here at Nantucket High School, 1-0. Bridgewater-Raynham leading Nantucket here in this girls volleyball matchup here this afternoon on Nantucket. 25-12, the Trojans beat the Whalers in that first set. Whalers looking to turn things around here in the second set. I'm DC Collins, Frank Scott on the camera controls, Charles Douglas, our executive producer. We are joined in the broadcast booth by Neve Fain and Alice Santos, two members of the Nantucket Junior Varsity team. And ladies, well, you told your teammates to cheer. That's what they're doing right now. Yes. Tough first set for Nantucket. They lost 25-12. What does Nantucket need to do in order to win this second set? What do you think?
I think they need to communicate more, talk it out more. I don't really hear, usually you can hear a lot of calling for the ball. I don't really hear that. And I think they need to have more of a positive vibe to the court because they all seem really down.
That was Alice Santos. Neve, what do you think? Your thoughts for the second set for Nantucket in order to be successful?
I think they just need to get the energy up. I feel like they're so stressed and worried because they lost the first match. But as soon as they get the gist of it and all of that, they got this. I believe in them.
Well, Whalers off to a good start here in the second set as they get the first points, the first 25 to win the set. We're talking with Alice Santos and Neve Fain, two members of the junior varsity team. And Alice, I think you're right. There were a couple times where the ball sort of fell in between two Nantucket players, and it was like, okay, who's going to call for it? Who's going to dive for it? Nobody did.
Yes.
So Nantucket serving. They are on the left side of your screen here this afternoon for set number 2, trailing 1-0. Goes to the back line as Tordova digs it out there. And Nantucket gets another point. So a 2-0 lead for the Whalers. Again, it's best of 5. First team to 3 sets will win the match. Trojans won the first set by a score of 25-12. And Cranston on a little bit of a roll here for the Whalers, serving from the back line. Gets it over. Trojans looking to set up the spike along the near side. That's put away. Was it deflected? No. So the Whalers quickly out to a 3-0 lead in the second set. Ladies, I think that's what Coach Lyons had in mind too. Communication right there, and as long as Cranston can get over the net, Nantucket looking so far so good here in the second set.
Yes. I think this is also because we are getting a lot of support from the JV girls right now. On the first match, they weren't really supportive, so I think that is being a good for them, for the mindset.
Point goes to the Trojans right there. It's going for it as Santos kind of got turned around, but yeah, you two ladies said to your managers and your teammates, hey, I don't hear any noise up here. Maybe they were trying to be quiet because you were on the broadcast, but a lot more energetic right below us. That's where the JV team for the Whalers is sitting right now. Whalers tap it over. That's Crowley right there. Along the near side, deflected. Whalers with another opportunity. That's bumped over, and on the line, a point for Nantucket. Whalers now with a 4-1 lead here in the second set, as Tordova will do the serving. And the Trojans a little stunned right now. They thought they had it easy in the first set. They won that one 25-12, but Nantucket coming back with a vengeance here so far. It's early on in the second set, and the Whalers up 4-1. Great serve right there. Had a little English on it by Tordova. And it goes off the hands of the Trojans, so now a 5-1 lead for the Whalers. You can see a couple more smiles on your teammates' faces, too.
Yeah.
Victoria Tordova, the captain, the senior leader on this Whalers team. Bumped to the back line by the Trojans. They'll have to bump it over. Nantucket looking to set up the spike here on the far side, and it goes into the net. Silva just not enough height right there. And Bridgewater-Raynham wins the point. It's now a 5-2 lead for Nantucket. Here's Cabral, the senior, for the Trojans to serve it over. Another opportunity there for Silva. Dug out by the Trojans, bumped over. Stepping forward is Cranston to hit that one. Cranston with the opportunity. It's deflected off the hands of Gabriel and falls down, and Nantucket will get another point. No, they'll award it to Bridgewater-Raynham, saying she carried the ball and palmed it. Tough break right there for Nantucket. So here are the Trojans again with another opportunity. Cabral to serve it. And a little miscommunication there. diving for it is Cranston, but she also thought that one of her teammates might hit it instead. And the Trojans get another point. And now trail 5-4. At one point, it was 5-2 and Nantucket lead. Nantucket has to bump it over. That's Cranston giving it the push. And another opportunity that goes off the fingertips of Gonzalez. And now the Trojans have tied it up at 5 apiece here in the second set. Bridgewater-Raynham took the first set 25-12. The Whalers need to turn this around. What are you guys thinking right now on the court?
I think this game is so far really good. It's really exciting to watch. We are getting really tied. Whenever we get a point, they all score a point. It's definitely going to be a hard one to overcome.
Trojans now with an opportunity to bump it over. Cordova comes up from the back line, and it's tapped across and just out of bounds. And now Bridgewater-Raynham takes their first lead here in the second set, 6-5. They won the first set 25-12. Serving here, leading 6-5. Almost a miscommunication there as Gonzalez get it over to Cranston, sends it across the net. Just tapped over. Good save there by Santos. Off to the far side, and that hits the referee. And the Trojans will get another point. They extend their lead 7-5. Here's Kaylee Cabral, the senior for the Trojans. Serving it to the back line. Gonzalez picks it up. Now over top. Silva tries to put it away. Saved by the Trojans there. Another good dig there by Gonzalez. Trojans now with it on their side of the net. And they save there, but Cranston hits it out of bounds. And now Bridgewater-Raynham racking up the points. 8-5 they lead. Cabral for the Trojans to serve again. They are in their red and white uniforms. Whalers in their navy blue and white uniforms. Sent across, gets saved there by Cordova, tries to dive for it again, but the Trojans pick up a point. And after jumping out to a 5-2 lead, the Whalers now have given up 7 straight points in a row, and Bridgewater-Raynham with a 9-5 lead. Cabral serves it. Off to the far side, that one tapped around. Trojans looking for the spike along the near side, just tapped over. Goes back, Cordova calls off her teammates, but sets it up. Silva kind of got caught in nowhere land. She was right up against the stand for the referee, right up against the net too, and it's very tough to hit it when the ball's coming your way and you don't have much room to work with, ladies.
Yes.
Talking with Neve Fain and Alice Santos, 2 members of the JV team for Nantucket, joining us here in the broadcast booth here on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection. Bridgewater-Raynham won the first set 25-12. Now they've got the 11-5 lead here in the second set. And Michaela Lyons, the head coach for Nantucket, calling the timeout. And things have not gone well for Nantucket since they started out with a great advantage here early on in the second set.
Yes.
What do you ladies think needs to switch around for Nantucket to get back in this second set?
I think the outside hitters need to work a little bit more, just because I feel like the sets are really great. I think they just are jumping maybe a little too early or a little too late. But otherwise, I think everything else is good, and they're communicating and talking it out.
That's Alice Santos. Neve Fain, what do you think?
I also agree with Alice. I feel the communication, they just need to work on it and just get more motivation. I noticed that when JV is motivating them, it uplifts them on the court, and
Yeah, they came out with a lot of excitement here in the second set, and since then they've been quieted point after point. So after the timeout called by Nantucket, they lost the first set 25-12. They trail here in the second set 11-5. Bridgewater-Raynham serving on the right-hand side of your screen, Nantucket on the left-hand side of your screen. That's punched over and out of bounds, and Nantucket gets their first point in what seems like forever. They still trail 11-6 though, but they will have the opportunity to serve. And a substitution now for the Whalers as Penelope Hamill, the sophomore, will check in. And Mag Gonzalez will check out. Bianca Santos, number 5, the senior for the Whalers, to serve. Sends it to the back line. Trojans looking to set up the spike along the near side. They do so. Great opportunity there as Nantucket manages to get it over. It actually hit one of the support beams and the fan up top. Good opportunity dig there by Victoria Cordova, but just couldn't come up with it, and Bridgewater-Raynham will get the point. Trojans with a substitution as Julia Santos steps out, and Anna Steffen will step in to serve for the Trojans. They're up 1-0, and they lead here in the second set by a score of 12-6. Trojans looking to dig it out. Deflection there, and a diving opportunity there by Santos, just couldn't come up with it. And again, Bridgewater-Raynham with the opportunity. So a lot of the second set, ladies, has had to do with deflections, and Nantucket getting a piece of it, but just can't control it. It goes off to the side, and next thing you know, everyone's scrambling just to try to get it back up in the air, back over the net.
Yeah.
So another point for Bridgewater-Raynham. And the Trojans now looking for some more momentum, leading 14-6. This one put over the net there by Silva. And that one hit into the net, that time by Kimball, and the Whalers will get the point. So do you ladies play any other sports? Volleyball? Any softball?
We both do basketball, and I also do jiu-jitsu.
Okay. Play on the Whalers basketball team, so we'll see you here in the wintertime?
Yes.
Okay. Jiu-jitsu, I'm sure, adds to the agility and sort of how it works out on volleyball, having to go everywhere and dive for everything.
Yes.
As one of the players almost dives into the stands here, into the bench for Nantucket. Another point this time for Bridgewater-Raynham. They lead 15-7. That was Alice Santos joining us here in the booth. Nevaeh, do you play any other sports?
Yeah, I do basketball. I'm thinking about doing lacrosse, but I'm not so sure yet.
Okay. So we'll see both you ladies on the same court here in the wintertime.
Yes.
Gotcha. Trojans tap it over. Good save there by Nantucket. Ball still up in the air, though. Nantucket has to regroup. This one tapped to the near side. Another save by Santos. And that one bumped over the net. And Nantucket, one of the players, went into the net, so the point awarded to the Trojans. They're up 16-7 here in set number 2. Bridgewater-Raynham won the first set 25-12. It's a best of 5. First 1 to 3 sets will win the match. Bridgewater-Raynham undefeated so far. They are 3-0 early in this season. Nantucket won their first match against St. John Paul II last week, 3-1. And then they were shut out on Monday by Sturgis West here at home, 3-0. As that ball bounces off of the hand of Boskova and off of the head of Hamill. And the Trojans get another point. Nantucket was up 5-2 at one point in this second set, trailing 17-7 though. This one right up against the net. Tough play right there for the Whalers. And the Trojans will get another point. They lead 18-7. Serve to the back line. Whalers trying to tap it over. Cranston again got caught right up against the net. So the point awarded to Bridgewater-Raynham once again. Serving is Holly Clary, one of the seniors. Right into the net, though, so Nantucket will get the point and get the opportunity to serve. And they trail 19-8, and a substitution here for Bridgewater-Raynham as Campbell comes in. Also, Leah Crowley comes back in as well for Nantucket. Moskova with the serve, and she gets the point, so Nantucket now trailing 19-9. What's the hardest place for you ladies to play? Obviously, you love the home court advantage, but have you ever gone to a gym where you're like, oh man, this is just weird conditions to play in?
I think, like, position.
Or no, what court, what school is one of the toughest ones to play in?
Oh, St. John Paul's definitely.
Yeah, over in Hyannis?
Yes.
Yeah?
Their school is not really good.
Okay. Do they bring the fans out, though?
Not really. It's just really quiet, and I don't like. I like noise.
Okay. You like it when there's excitement, some momentum building up.
Unless their student section's like really full,
Yeah.
which is like rarely.
Yep.
But I would say Sturgis for me, only
Okay.
because like there's like always 2 games on like different courts, and like it's so small and such a tight space.
Gotcha. And of course, most people know with Nantucket, the varsity usually plays first.
Yes.
Just in case the boats get canceled, there's a problem with the boats, so you guys don't necessarily always have an opportunity to get on the court being the
Yep.
JV playing second. But you guys are here today rooting on the home team. 20-10, Bridgewater-Raynham on top of Nantucket. We are in set number 2. Bridgewater-Raynham won the first set 25-12. Nantucket had a 5-2 lead early on in this set, but it's been all Trojans since then, and they get another point, and they go up 21-10. And the Trojans will serve. Another substitution now for the Trojans as Santos comes in and Kimball will step out. Venkus moves up to the front line for Bridgewater-Raynham. And that's served by Santos, hits the top of the net but falls down on the Bridgewater side. So Nantucket will get the serve and also the point. Here's Rihanna Cranston, the senior, number 4, to serve for Nantucket. Goes to the back line. Trojans have to get it over. They do. That's Cranston again. Nice tap over there by Crowley. Trojans keep it alive. Crowley blocks it, but deflected. And the Trojans will pick up the point. They now lead 22-11. You guys have a memorable moment so far early on in the season, a great play that one of you made?
Most definitely our first game. I'm so proud of the JV girls, and both JV and varsity won, and it was amazing for our first game, and I'm just so proud of everybody and the improvement from our pre-workouts, like during trial. Hold that from the summer.
That was DeVay, Fane, Alice. Alice Santos? Do you have a favorite moment from early on this season?
I would 100% agree with our first game. I think everyone did really good. Since it was against
St. John Paul.
St. John Paul.
Yep.
We did expect to lose just because we lost from them last year once, but because it was the first game, I think we did really good for our first game, and I'm really excited to play today because I think we'll do even better.
So the varsity against St. John Paul, the second one, 3-1. What was the JV score of that one? Do you remember?
Yes, it was 2-0.
Okay. Oh, so you swept them. Shut them out. Great job. So Nantucket, the varsity team, the ones we're broadcasting right now, they are 1-1 on the season. As we mentioned, they won against St. John Paul II. The varsity did back on September 4th, 3-1. We're shut out, though, at Sturgis West 2 days ago, 3-0. And here trailing in the second set, 23-12 to Bridgewater-Raynham. Trojans won the first set, 25-12. Trojans send it over. Saved there by Cordova, and this one goes over but out of bounds, and Nantucket will gain the point. So the Whalers trying to stay alive here in set number 2. Another substitution as Penelope Hamill will come in. Mag Gonzalez, the senior, steps out. Bianca Santos to serve it over. And that one goes out of bounds. Whalers get another point. So, Alice, your relationship to Bianca?
Yes, she's my older sister.
Okay. So you're trying to follow in her footsteps?
I am.
She started it? Okay. Does she play any other sports as well?
No, just volleyball.
Okay. That one out of bounds, so the Whalers get another point. Trying to rally here as they tried to at the end of the first set, trailing 23-15 here in set number 2. Bridgewater-Raynham won set number 1, 25-12. Again, this is Santos to serve. And again, the Whalers get a point. Trojans unable to handle it. So the Whalers with a little rally. Crowd across the way getting into it, banging on the bleachers here. Santos to serve. And that one misplayed by the Trojans. So here come the Whalers. Rattle off the last few points. As Bianca Santos, the senior, big smile on her face, serves it once again. Trojans get it across, and that one misses just out of bounds. Nantucket with another point. Now Santos with the serve, setting up Nantucket for some great opportunities here the last few points. Trojans control this one. Goes to the back line. Cordova saves it there. Cross court for Nantucket. And this one goes long, and the Whalers with another point. Little streak here for the Whalers. And a timeout now called by Bridgewater-Raynham. They want to stop the bleeding. 1-0. Bridgewater-Raynham won the first one, 25-12 over Nantucket. Whalers, though, trying for a comeback here. They trail 23-19 in set number 2. So the last couple of points, ladies, what have you seen there? Great communication. That's what I saw by Nantucket.
Great improvement, great communication, I agree with you. And everybody is just being positive, and they're getting their mood up, and they're trying to calm themselves. And they're just, I'm so proud of them.
Crowd getting into it too. We're talking with Neve Fain and Alice Santos, two members of the junior varsity team here for Nantucket, joining us in our broadcast location here at Nantucket High School. I'm DC Collins, along with Frank Scott, producing and running the camera. Charles Douglas, the executive producer here at NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection. It's girls volleyball here on NCTV. As Bridgewater-Raynham won the first set 25-12. Nantucket, though, storming back, trying to get back in the second set, trailing 23-19. As Bianca Santos, serving for Nantucket, has manufactured the last 5 points in a row for the Whalers. Trojans have it on the right-hand side, and that one is deflected by Santos. It looked like Cordova was setting up for the bump, but the Trojans get the point, and now it's set point for Bridgewater-Raynham. That timeout a moment ago called by Bridgewater. Whalers have already called one timeout here in this second set. It is set point for the Trojans. And Anna Steffen will serve for the set. Santos with the set, and that one just barely doesn't make it over the net. And Cranston has it fall off the net and onto the Whalers sideline. And set number 2 belongs to Bridgewater-Raynham, so they have a 2-0 lead over Nantucket. 25-19, the score of the second set. 25-12, the score of the first set. Bridgewater-Raynham up 2-0 in the best of 5. We'll take a timeout and be back with set number 3 from Nantucket right after these words. On NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection, we're back after these messages.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
25-20, 15-10, Whalers touchdown! He's got it! He's got it!
Party score! Back here at Nantucket High School, Nantucket, Massachusetts, on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection. I'm DC Collins. Thanks to our executive producer, Charles Douglas. He's got to run down the road to get you ready for the Nantucket Select Board meeting tonight at 5:30. That'll be on our Civic channel, Comcast Channel 8, also here on NCTV starting at 5:30. Frank Scott remains with me, our producer and camera operator today here at the gym at Nantucket. Also want to say thanks to Neve Fain and Alice Santos, the junior varsity members of the Nantucket Whalers Girls Volleyball team. They'll join us. They had to get changed into their uniforms for the JV match coming up in just a little bit, and they'll be joining us back on the mic in just a second here. 2-0. Bridgewater-Raynham leads Nantucket in the best of 5 sets. Bridgewater-Raynham won the first set 25-12, and they won the second set 25-19. Nantucket trying to stay alive. They are in their navy blue and white uniforms on the right-hand side of your screen. Bridgewater-Raynham, the Trojans, on the left-hand side of their screen with the red and white uniforms. First one to 25 will win the set. As the Trojans bump it back over, that's Cabral. And it goes to the back line and just out of bounds. So Nantucket with an early 1-0 lead here in set number 3. We saw them take a 5-2 lead early on in set number 2. Then it was all Trojans right until the very end. And Nantucket managed to rattle off 5 points in a row to get back to within a few points of winning the second set. But Bridgewater-Raynham held on to win the second set 25-19, and they won the first set 25-12. A couple substitutions here for the Trojans as Cronin will come in. And for the Trojans, it'll be Lillian Berman, the senior, to serve, as we are tied at 1 here in set number 3. Goes to the back line. Trojans looking for the spike. They'll just tap it over on the far side. Cordova comes over, and Trojans now looking for the opportunity. That's deflected and falls to the court. And Bridgewater-Raynham picks up the point 2-1. So, ladies, I know you guys were getting ready for your match. Did you hear anything from Coach Michaela Lyons in between the right after the second set? What she was saying to your teammates on the varsity team to try to get things going here in set number 3?
I did hear Coach Lyons tell the girls to run more for the ball because they were letting a couple balls drop, and I think they should put a little bit more effort into getting there quicker.
We're joined up here in the broadcast booth by Alice Santos and Neve Fain, 2 members of the JV squad for Nantucket. They'll have their match coming up right after we're done here on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection, as that one is hit into the net by Bridgewater-Raynham. And so it's a 3-2 lead for the Whalers. Again, Whalers come in with a record of 1-1. They beat St. John Paul II 3-1 a week ago, and then lost to Sturgis West on the road 3-0 in the best of 5 sets, and that was on Monday. Trojans, though, they are undefeated, 3-0, one of the powerhouses in the MIAA, as that one is deflected, but the Trojans couldn't save it, so the Whalers up 4-2. Cranston now to serve on the back line for Nantucket on the right-hand side of the screen. Bumped up in the air that time by Cabral. Trying to send it home there was Cronin. Good dig out by the Whalers along the near side. Hit up in the air once again. That one just tapped over. To her knees, that's Santos to save it. Knocked back around. Crowley taps it over for Nantucket. Trojans looking for the spike. A little bit off balance, but a great job there by McLaren. Some body control to hit it in between the players of Nantucket and get the point for Bridgewater-Raynham, as Clifford now will check in for the Trojans, and they trail 4-3. So, ladies, how key is the communication? Yelling out, "I got it, you got it." I mean, it all depends where the ball is, and you've got a split second to react to it. But how key is that just to shout out, "Mine, mine, mine"?
I think it's a major key just because at least you'll know where your court will be. You know where your teammates will be. So if you yell "mine," you know not to go for the ball and wait to their movement.
It's the best communication.
It's kind of a little different, though, than baseball, too, because, baseball, you got the shortstop, you got second base, and every once in a while they'll come on that side to field the play. But here you got to really be careful, number one, where the ball's going to deflect, and also you don't want to run into your teammate either.
Agreed, yeah.
Exactly.
So Nantucket up 6-3 here in set number 3. They trail 2-0. Nantucket serving, and that one deflects off the fingertips of Cranston, and the Trojans will pick up the point and have a few substitutions as well. Stefan checks back in, Kimball checks back in. Going out for the Trojans, number 21, Ashley McLaren, and Julia Santos. Kimball the serve for Bridgewater-Raynham. Nantucket up 6-4 here in set number 3. Santos to tap it over. Far side. That one slapped to the back line by Cronin. Saved, but up into the rafters. And it falls back to the court, and Bridgewater-Raynham will collect the point, and they now trail 6-5. Any volleyball players that you guys admire? Did you watch the Olympics? Did you see what was going on there over in Paris?
Yes, I did watch the Women's Volleyball Olympics.
Okay.
I'm from Brazil, and I saw Brazil got bronze, so I was really proud of my team.
Nice. And Neve, did you watch the Olympics at all? See what was going on there? No?
I was doing homework.
Great answer. The teachers love to hear that as well. Another point for Nantucket now as the Whalers lead 7-5. They trail 2-1. They lost the first set 25-12, second set 25-19. And some substitutions now for Nantucket as Gonzalez will head to the bench. And Mariana Silva for the Whalers, the junior, will check in. Are you guys hoping for some varsity time later on in the season? Have you ever gotten called in unexpectedly to the varsity match?
Sometimes we do get called into practice with varsity. That's just to see that's just for coach to see how we're doing so far. But I like being JV.
Okay, so far, but working your way up to varsity. That'll come in due time.
I really want to be on varsity.
Do you guys now? I know you have a sister, Alice, that's on the team right now. Neve, do you have any other brothers and sisters here in the high school that play sports?
Oh no, I don't. I'm the youngest in my family.
Okay. So they've all graduated? Did they play sports when they were here
graduated.
before?
My brother played football.
Okay.
Well, all my brothers played football, and he played basketball for like 1 year. My sister played lacrosse, and I think she did cheerleading as well.
Okay. So you're hoping to go out with a bang, be the best of them, the best for last?
Well, I can't outbeat my mom with her field hockey.
Gotcha. Some legacy Whalers here in attendance as Nantucket trails now 8-7, and the Trojans with the serve. As Cronin gets it over. Santos running all the way over to bump that one over. That one goes off the net. Nice hustle right there by Cordova. Just couldn't save it, though. And another point for Bridgewater-Raynham. And Alice, we mentioned you have a sister on the varsity team here, brothers and sisters?
Yes, Bianca Santos.
Okay. You got any other brothers or sisters? Nope, just those two? Okay. Parents involved in athletics at all?
Yeah, my dad, he used to do football, and my mom wasn't really much of a sports person.
Okay. Do they have favorite sports teams? Do you guys all follow the Boston teams, Patriots, Celtics, Bruins?
We don't. In my household, we don't really watch American teams. We're mostly focused on Brazil just because that's where we're from.
Okay. So you guys are sometimes up early on Saturday mornings watching soccer?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. 9-8. Trojans on top. They lead 2-0. Whalers got out to an early lead here in set number 3. But it's been mostly Bridgewater-Raynham this afternoon. So that one hit to the far side. Oh, great hit right there by Kimball to the far corner. And Bridgewater-Raynham now up 10-8 here in set number 3. Clifford now will have the opportunity to serve. Clifford, a sophomore for the Trojans. Here's Santos with a big bump. Tapped over, nice job right there by Silva. Just a little tappy tap over the net. And the Whalers get the point and they trail 10-9, but they will get the serve and the opportunity to tie this up as Boskova will serve it for the Whalers. That one tapped over, but out of bounds, so the Whalers will get the point. Now we're tied up at 10 here in set number 3. I'm DC Collins. We are joined by members of the JV team for Nantucket, Neve Fain and Alice Santos. Ladies, what are your roles on the team? Obviously, it's JV. You watch what happens in the varsity match. You're going to be going up against players from their JV team, but you mentioned how you kind of get subbed in practice just to see how coach can compare you guys to what's going on with the varsity, but do you have any leadership qualities? What do you like to see in practice? What are the normal drills you ladies go through?
We like to see communication, lots of communications. Our coach, I feel like she's very hard on us, so sometimes a lot of people can get down and upset really easily. But I feel like if we all support each other and talk through it, we'll have a great practice, and that's what we're always looking forward to.
I also agree. I know that our coach believes that we have like the skills and to play well in the games and like all that, and that we should just try harder during practice so that we can improve during our games.
Gotcha. It is sometimes all about practice.
It is, yes.
So Nantucket ties it up at 11 right now here in the third set. Trojans won the first set by a score of 25-12, and the second set 25-19. Whalers get the point, and Nantucket back in the lead 12-11 here in set number 3. It's the best of 5 sets. First one to win 3 will win the match. First team to 25 points, you have to win by 2. As that one goes directly into the net by Silva. And so now we're back tied at 12. Wanted to ask you ladies this, how's the traveling? You know, you guys always play at 4 or 5 o'clock. You depended upon the boats. I know you missed some of your afternoon classes as well. How do you keep up with everything, with playing a sport, but also trying to keep up with the study work as well?
I always try to tell my teachers a day or two before that I won't be at the class, just so they can give me the work so I can work through the homework throughout the boat ride back in there.
Now, can you do that on the boat? Can you work on the homework on the boat, or you get seasick from staring at the screen?
No, I actually love working at the boat. I think it's really calming. I just put my AirPods in and I just get in my own little space in my head.
Okay, and now you can type on the computer, where back in the old days, I'm sure it was pretty tough to write down something in a notebook.
Yes.
On the boat. So that's Alice Santos. Neve, you're shaking your head like you can't really watch the screen and get seasick.
Yeah, no,
I
get distracted very easily. So like sometimes I'll try and work like on like when I'm waiting for varsity to finish up, or like I'll just wait until I get home because it's always hectic and I really get distracted.
Gotcha. Have you guys ever had to spend the night off island because of the boats yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, but I'm sure you've heard stories about that from other teams of waking up in a gymnasium.
I've heard it really went bad sometimes.
Well, hopefully it doesn't happen this season with the weather and everything else like that. Bridgewater-Raynham will get the point, as they say Nantucket carried it. So 14-3, Whalers lead. We're in the third set. Trojans up 2-0 in this best of 5. Trojans with a substitution now as Clifford comes back in for Allie Piesowitz, the senior. Nantucket on the court right now with Leah Crowley, the senior, wearing number 3, number 23, Ashley Vizioli, the senior. As that's bumped up. And great job there by Cranston. Put a little English on that one, and Nantucket grabs the point. And they're up 15-13. So speaking of other sports, do you guys have other favorite athletes that you watch, whether it be baseball, football, soccer, basketball, anybody that you admire, or if they're on TV, it's sort of a must-watch game for you guys?
For me, it would definitely be Neymar.
Okay. Who is? He is?
He's a Brazilian soccer player.
Okay. All right, for the Brazilian national team?
Yes.
Okay. And for you, Neve, do you have anybody in particular that you like watching?
I don't know what team he plays for, but I think his name's like Jude Bellingham.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can Google it. We'll look him up.
Yeah.
And he plays what sport?
He plays soccer.
Okay. Timeout called right here, and we'll keep it right here. Whalers up 16-13. We are in set number 3. Bridgewater-Raynham with a 2-0 sets lead in the best of 5. See the Trojans getting involved, their JV squad across the way. First set was won by Bridgewater-Raynham 25-12. Nantucket, better effort in set number 2, but they still fell 25-19. Here we are in set number 3. 16-13, Whalers lead Bridgewater-Raynham. A reminder, we've got more sports broadcasts to come here on NCTV, Comcast Channel 1072, and also the Nantucket Sports Connection. Chris Mars, Charles Douglas will have the call Saturday, 12:15 for the airtime, as this girls volleyball team will take on Duxbury. That'll be Saturday at 12:15. And then Monday, 3:45 in the afternoon, the girls volleyball team will take on Falmouth. Both of those matches you can catch right here on NCTV, Comcast Channel 1072, and the Nantucket Sports Connection. Coming up next at 5:30 on NCTV, Comcast Channel 8, and also online on YouTube, we've got the Nantucket Select Board meeting. That's at 5:30 Eastern Time, coming your way on Comcast Channel 8 right after we are done here at Nantucket High School. Serve goes into the net, so Nantucket gets the point. They are up 17-14 here in set number 3. And to serve, this will be Bianca Santos, sister of Alice Santos, who's joining us here in the booth. Bianca rattled off about 5 points in a row in that second set to try to get the Whalers back into it, and gets her first point here, and the Whalers up 18-14. Santos to serve once again. Gets it over, and that one knocked out of bounds, and the Whalers with another point, 19-14. Nantucket crowd coming to life across the way. Substitution now for the Trojans as Kimball comes out, and Haley Venkus, the senior, checks back in. Santos with the serve. Hit in the air, and miscommunication there by Bridgewater-Raynham leads to another point for Nantucket, so that's 3 in a row. So Alice, when your sister's serving, things start to go well for Nantucket.
Yes, hopefully we will win this match and win the game overall.
I believe in this.
And that one goes into the net. Another point for the Whalers, 21-14, they're on top. So do you practice at home with her, or do you come to the gym and try to practice with her?
Yes, we try to practice at home as much as we can, just outside in our...
in the backyard?
The backyard, yes.
Parents help out too? Friends come over, or is it usually just one-on-one on either side of the net?
Usually my dad will spike the ball to us, and we'll try to get her and setting. We do a lot of setting too.
Well, she's doing a good job once again. 5 straight points in a row for the Whalers. They're up 22-14 here in this third set. And Santos might have let it go out of bounds, but decided to hit it instead. And that point goes to the Trojans. So the streak ends. Nantucket still up 22-15 here in set number 3. They trail 2-0 in the best of 5. Trojans with a substitution as Andreotti comes out, and Lillian Berman, the senior, goes back in. To serve for the Trojans, this will be Libby Cronin, the senior. Trojans up 2-0. And that one goes into the net, so Nantucket with a golden opportunity here to serve for the set. They lead 23-15. Another substitution now as Aaron Donovan checks in and Cronin checks out. Ashley Vizioli, the senior, to serve. Gets it over, and that one just on the line. So Bridgewater-Raynham collects the point. 23-16, they trail by 7. See if the Trojans can make a comeback here as Clifford will have the opportunity to serve. That one goes up and over. Spike on the near side, that goes too far, and the Trojans collect the point. For you two ladies, what's most important to work on? Setting, spiking, positioning? Is there something you feel like you need to focus on early in the season?
For me, it would definitely be spiking, just because you have to use so much strength to make the team not be able to get the ball and make it shad.
And to get the lift, too, to get it up and over the net.
Exactly.
24-17, Whalers with set point. And it'll be Victoria Boskova, the sophomore, to serve for the set. Left-hander gets it over and into the net, and Nantucket wins the set 25-17. So 2-1, Trojans on top. Nantucket, though, rallies to win the third set 25-17. We'll be back with the fourth set from Nantucket High School right after these words. You're watching Whalers Girls Volleyball right here on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection. We'll return with set number 4 right after these words.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
There is this mind picture of a drug addict. You're down and out, not somebody you want in the house. But they're our neighbors, they're our relatives, they're our friends.
I still regret not taking that warning like I probably should have.
I truly believe the lowest point of despair is the preventable loss of one's child.
If you have an addiction issue, I want to be able to take care of you. It is an equal opportunity problem.
Need help? Visit addictionsolutionsnantucket.com.
Back here at Nantucket High School, Whalers win the third set 25-17. They trail 2-1 in this best of 5. First set was won by Bridgewater-Raynham 25-12. Then they won the second set 25-19. Nantucket storms back, wins set number 3 25-17. We're ready to start set number 4. First team to 25 points. Bridgewater-Raynham, the Trojans, come in undefeated 3-0. Nantucket just 1-1. I'm DC Collins. Thanks for joining us here on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection Comcast Channel 1072. We're joined in the booth by Neve Fain and Alice Santos, two members of the JV team for the Whalers Girls Volleyball team, and they'll have their match coming up right after we are done here. A reminder, we've got more girls volleyball action for you this Saturday, 12:15 for the airtime, 12:30 for the start time. The girls volleyball team will take on Duxbury. Chris Morris, Charles Douglas will have the call on that one. And then next Monday at 3:45, the girls volleyball team will take on Falmouth, 3:45 in the afternoon for the airtime on that one. First point of the fourth set goes to Nantucket. They lead 1-0. So ladies, let's talk about some of these Whalers players that we see. Brianna Cranston, the senior, number 4. She's going to serve right now. Tell me what you know about her and her strengths.
Oh, Rihanna is a key player to the whole team. She's really strong. Her spikes are beautiful. They're amazing. Everyone looks forward to her practice. She's just a ball of energy, and she's just so supportive of the JV players, and everyone really looks up to her.
Good rally going on right here. Trojans with the opportunity. That one deflected, goes out of bounds. And let's see, referees debating whether it was deflected off the Whalers. They thought it hit off the net instead. So the Trojans will get the point, and it's a 2-0 lead for Bridgewater-Raynham. Cranston with the bump over. Trojans on the far side, and that one hits the line. Nope, goes out of bounds. So the Whalers will get the point. Tell us about number 8. She's the captain, Victoria Todorova, the senior, who's going to be serving right now for the Whalers.
Vicky Todorova, she's our captain, number 8. She's so we're so inspired by her. She's a great team player. She gives us so much good tips. She always stays early with us to practice more when all the varsity players leave.
That one's hit into the rafters, and usually it's playable because it got caught up there, though. They'll award the point to the Trojans. So a 3-2 lead for the Whalers here in set number 4. Bridgewater-Raynham with a 2-1 lead in the best of 5. And that one misplayed there by the Whalers, and so now we're tied 3-3. Marina Silva, the junior. Neve, what can you tell us about her, number 26 for Nantucket?
Oh, Mariana, she's so nice. She's very funny and very strong. She's a good teammate, and we all love her. She makes everybody feel like family.
And what can you tell us about Bianca Santos? Obviously, Alice knows about her because that's her sister, but Neve, what can you tell us?
Bianca, she's funny, and she's an amazing setter. We love her, and she's so nice to JV girls, gives us great advice, and we look up to her so much.
That one just falls short of going over, so Nantucket will get the point as we are tied at 4. Victoria Boskova, number 6. What can you tell us about her, Neve? Number 6.
Oh, I love Vicky so much. She is a sophomore, and she is an inspiration to the JV girls most definitely, because she went from JV and now is varsity. And we're so proud of her. She's improved so much, and we just love her so much, and notice how hard she's worked for that spot on varsity.
Great dig right there by Cranston. Nantucket with an opportunity to get it over. They do. Trojans save it though. Back and forth we go, and hit into the net by Boskova. And Bridgewater-Raynham will pick up the point. So 5-4, Trojans in the lead here in the 4th set. Trojans up 2-1, best of 5. First team to get 25 points will win the set. Whalers with a record of 1-1 coming into today's match. Bridgewater-Raynham 3-0. I'm DC Collins. We're joined in the booth by Neve Fain and Alice Santos, two members of the JV team for Nantucket Volleyball. They will be playing after this match is done here. Trojans get it across. Great save right there by Cranston. Whalers get it over. Trojans now looking for the spike. It's just tapped over, and can they get it? Nope, 4 hits, which is not allowed. Thought that might have been considered a deflection, but not the case. And so now it's 6-4 Bridgewater-Raynham. Served by Kimball. Spiked over, but just a bit too hard by Silva. And so now it's a 7-4 lead. Whalers trying to get back into it. A couple of points rattled off in a row by the Trojans. That one tapped over. Santos with a good dig right there. There's Cranston with the bump over. Trojans looking for the spike. Santos again with the save. Hit towards the back, and a bad angle right there as Todorova didn't really have any opportunity to get it over the net. So an 8-4 lead right now for the Trojans. So we're talking with Neve Fain and Alice Santos. Ladies, I guess, what do you want to be when you grow up? What are you planning on going to college for? Careers?
I really want to go to West Virginia College. It's a great campus. There are great opportunities there. There are many classes you can take, and I'm looking forward to be a therapist.
Okay, physical therapist, mental therapist?
Mental therapist.
Okay.
I'm very indecisive. I always used to switch what I wanted to be, but I plan on going to Aveda for beauty school, but I really do want to become an ultrasound technician, so hopefully I just live up to that and I stick with my word.
Another point for Bridgewater-Raynham. Have you two both lived here all your lives on Nantucket, born and raised?
I moved to Nantucket when I was 10.
Originally from Brazil?
From Brazil.
Okay.
Yeah, I've lived here all my life.
Okay. Your parents lived here all their lives too?
No, my mom moved here when she was 7 from the Philippines.
Okay, right on. 10-5 our score. Trojans on top of the Whalers. And the Trojans lead 2-1. Timeout here called by Nantucket, trying to regroup and get back into this match. Bridgewater-Raynham won the first set 25-12. They won the second set 25-19. Nantucket stormed back to win set number 3 25-17. But your Whalers trail 10-5 right now in set number 4. It's the best of 5. Coming up at 5:30 on our sister station on NCTV Comcast Channel 8. It's the Nantucket Select Board meeting. That starts in about 5 minutes. You can catch it on YouTube as well. Coming up here on Channel 1072 on Comcast on NCTV, we'll have a volleyball rematch. And don't forget, coming up this weekend, we've got more girls volleyball for you. 12:15 for the airtime. The girls volleyball team will take on Duxbury. Chris Morris, the voice of the Nantucket Sports Connection, and Charles Douglas will have the call on that one. Then next Monday at 3:45, this girls volleyball team will take on Falmouth on Monday afternoon right here on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection. So after the timeout called by Nantucket, Trojans will have the serve, leading 10-5 here in set number 4, up 2-1. Branson with a powerful spike. Trojans able to save it though, but can't get it across the net, and the Whalers pick up the point. And you can hear the crowd getting a little bit more energized here for Nantucket. As Leah Crowley, the senior, will check back in. And Victoria Boskova, the sophomore, will check out. Here's Todorova, Victoria, the captain, Victoria Todorova, the senior, serving for Nantucket. Trojans get it over. Todorova with the save. And Santos right there, Cranston, powerful spike. And now another timeout called by Nantucket. 10-7 the score, Bridgewater-Raynham, and now a discrepancy here as Nantucket might have had too many players on the court at once. And let's see what they'll rule. Officials conferring with each other. And they'll award the point to Bridgewater-Raynham because Nantucket got confused with how many players were on the court in their positions. So a tough break for the Whalers right there as they earn that point, but it goes over to the Trojans instead. So now the score, Bridgewater-Raynham 10 and Nantucket 6. Boskova comes out. Todorova goes back in for Nantucket. Whalers with 1 timeout left. Trojans with 2. Here in the 4th set, 11-6 now as an extra point is awarded to Bridgewater-Raynham. And the Trojans lead 2-1. And the KO Alliance trying to have a word with one of the officials across the way just to figure out the exact explanation as they go over the rosters here. Right now set to serve is Nicole Kimball. For Bridgewater-Raynham, her team up 11-6. And now it looks like we are set to go once again. That one served into the net, so the Whalers will get the point. They trail 11-7. We're joined up in the broadcast booth by Neve Fain and Alice Santos, members of the Nantucket Girls Junior Varsity team, who will play Bridgewater-Raynham's JV after we are done here. So, ladies, what do you think about broadcasting? You think that's in your future, too? I know you said you want to be a ultrasound technician and maybe a therapist as well. You want to be on the air? Be on the air eventually? Broadcast some of these matchups?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yes, it's really fun.
Very fun.
So I know you guys mentioned you both watch soccer a bit. Any other sports you pay attention to? Patriots or Bruins?
Yeah, my mom most definitely and my dad, they make me watch it with them all the time.
Patriots games on Sundays?
Most definitely.
Okay. You might have a long season. They might be pretty long games, but they won their first game.
They take it so seriously.
And Alice, you said you guys watch soccer in your household Saturday mornings, Sunday mornings as well?
Yeah.
All the time? Okay.
All the time.
Another point for the Whalers. So it's 12-9 now, Trojans on top. Bridgewater-Raynham leads 2-1 in the best of 5. First team to 25 will win the set. This is Rihanna Cranston, the senior, wearing number 4, serving for Nantucket. 12-9, her team trails. Trojans looking for the spike opportunity, and in between the front and the back line. Cranston with a kick save and a beauty, but you can't do that in volleyball. So the point is awarded to Bridgewater-Raynham. They're up 13-9 right now. Here's Lillian Berman, the senior, to serve. Goes to the back line. Silva hits it there, tapped over by Crowley. Good job right there. Crowley, one of the taller members of the team, just easily taps it over. Whalers get the point. They trail 13-10. Crowley out and back in is Victoria Boskova. Whalers fans trying to get the Whalers chant going across the way. Tapped over and just unable to get it was Todorova. And now it looks like we've got an injured player right there, as Bianca Santos dove for it, fell awkwardly, might have collided with Todorova. They both went for it, but she's back up right now and ready to go. So no substitution as Santos, number 5 for Nantucket, will stretch it out. Bridgewater-Raynham gets the point. They lead 14-10. And here is Kaylee Cabral to serve. Over to Cranston. Now on the far side, that's tapped over by Nantucket. Good job by Vizioli. Bounced over by Gabriel. And now, here are the Trojans. The spike opportunity, great save right there by Todorova. Just knocked out of bounds though, and they'll get the point. So you guys wanted to mention some of your teammates on the varsity team to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah, number 3, Leah Crawley. She's an amazing inspiration to everyone in the team. She's so kind, and she has such a great sportsmanship and leadership. And she's a great blocker and has been doing great blocks throughout the whole game.
And one of the taller members on the team too.
Yeah, and she's always down on herself, but she has no idea how good and amazing player she is. I love her so much.
Leah Crowley, one of the senior leaders here for the Whalers. Timeout called by Bridgewater-Raynham. So that leaves both teams with 1 timeout left. 16-10, Bridgewater-Raynham up here in the 4th set. They lead 2-1, best of 5. Bridgewater-Raynham won the first set 25-12, won the second set 25-19. Nantucket stayed alive in the third set with a 25-17 victory. Here we are in set number 4, Whalers trailing 16-10 in the best of 5. Trying to get their teammates up. Here in the press box position at Nantucket High School. Nantucket came in with a record of 1-1. Bridgewater-Raynham undefeated at 3-0. Kayla Lyons speaking to her team on the sideline right in front of us. As it'll be the Trojans to serve, up 16-10 here in the 4th set. Leading 2-1. Here's Cabral with it. Gets it over the net. Great dig right there by Cranston. Just out of bounds though. And the Trojans will get another point, 17-10. Again, this will be Cabral to serve it, the senior in red for Bridgewater-Raynham. Cranston with a good hit. Santos. And Cranston will push it over. That's out of bounds, though. And now the Trojans racking up a few points in a row with an 18-10 lead over the Whalers. Cranston gets it over from the back line. Cabral now hits it for the Trojans. And tapped over that time by Vizioli. And trying to dive for that one was Cabral. Couldn't get it underneath her though, and the Whalers pick up the point. And the Whalers now trail 18-11. And here's the senior Bianca Santos for the Whalers to serve. Remember, when she served the first time around, Nantucket rattled off 5 points in a row. That one long. Nantucket gets the point. Ladies, what's the training like for volleyball? A lot of running, a lot of jumping, a lot of at the net.
We do a lot of
weights.
We do a lot of running for sure. Our coach really thrives on us getting to the ball really quickly because I know some of our players could be a little slow on the court. So we definitely do a lot of jogs. We do a lot of training with running and a lot of on the net.
And Neve, what about your training? Running as well?
Yeah, also like hitting lines and like etc. Just you want the ball to like be in play and like getting it over the net is most important.
I'm sure lots of hand-eye coordination too to find out where that ball's coming off if it's a miss hit.
And making sure it gets to the setter.
Point there for the Trojans. They're up 19-14. I'm DC Collins. We're speaking with Neve Fain and Alice Santos, members of the Nantucket JV squad. They'll have their match right after we are done here. Right now it's 19-14, Bridgewater-Raynham on top of Nantucket. Trojans with a 2-1 lead. And they are serving. Crowd trying to get into it here at Nantucket with the Let's Go Whalers chant. One deflected, Trojans looking to save. Deflection does not count as a hit. That's the third one that gets over for Bridgewater-Raynham. Far side getting it over is Vizioli. That one deflected. Nantucket diving for it. Can't come up with it though. And now the Trojans up 20-14. Frank Scott, our producer and cameraman today. Charles Douglas, the executive producer. Glad you could join us here on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection. I want to thank all of our sponsors, including everybody watching at the Chicken Box on Dave Street this afternoon. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks to Danny the bartender as well. And that one a miss hit right there as Todorova hit it right into the arms of Cranston. But now Bridgewater-Raynham just 4 points away from stealing this match. And it's Stefan to serve. Gets it over, and that just falls in for an ace. A little miscommunication there by the Whalers, and now the Trojans just 3 points away from taking this match. There's Stefan to serve for Bridgewater-Raynham. Pause in the action as Cranston for Nantucket is tying her sneaker. Our next sports broadcast here will be Saturday, 12:15 for the airtime. Girls volleyball against Duxbury here on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection. Trojans with the opportunity. Hit to the back line. Todorova saves it there. Bridgewater-Raynham with another opportunity. Bounced over. Cranston there. Set up by Santos. Knocked into the net. Great deflection by the Trojans to send it back over. And now Bridgewater-Raynham just 2 points away from a victory. Again, Stefan to serve. That one into the net, so Nantucket stays alive. 23-15 the score. Bridgewater-Raynham on top. Whalers serving. Whalers won the last set 25-17. Bridgewater-Raynham took set one 25-12 and 25-19. As that one is out of bounds, and the Whalers collect the point. I want to thank my broadcast partners. I know Alice Santos had to go down, but Neve Fain, thanks for joining us up here in the press box today.
I enjoyed this so much.
Thank you very much. Hope to have you guys again. Best of luck
Most
to you and Alice
definitely.
in the JV match coming up after this one.
Yes.
As Bridgewater has it, 2 points away from a victory here, and a miss hit by Nantucket. And match point coming up here for the Trojans. 24-16 they lead. This will be Holly Clary, the senior for Bridgewater-Raynham, serving for the match here. Match point as she gets it over. Cranston now for Nantucket. It's rejected on the spike, but they managed to get it over. Trojans now setting up for the victory. As this one is off of the hands and head of Victoria Todorova. And Bridgewater-Raynham gets the victory today. 25-16 in set number 4. And they win it 3-1 here on this Tuesday afternoon at Nantucket. Bridgewater-Raynham took set number 1 25-12. They won set number 2, 25-19. Nantucket stayed alive in set number 3, 25-17. And Bridgewater-Raynham beat Nantucket in the fourth set, 25-16. We will take a break, come back with a recap, preview our next sports broadcast. Right after these words, 3-1. Bridgewater-Raynham defeats Nantucket.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Back here at Nantucket High School, where the Whalers fall to 1-2, and Bridgewater-Raynham improves to a 4-0 overall. 3-1. The Trojans defeat the Whalers this afternoon. Set number 1 went to Bridgewater-Raynham 25-12. Set 2, 25-19 in favor of the Trojans. Nantucket stormed back with a 25-17 victory in set number 3, but Bridgewater-Raynham just a bit too much for the Whalers. 25-16. They win the fourth and final set. So Bridgewater-Raynham 4-0 right now. Nantucket falls to 1-2. Their next matchup will be our next broadcast here on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection, as the Lady Whalers will take on Duxbury in girls volleyball. 12:15 for the airtime this Saturday and 12:30 for the start time. And you can catch all the action on Comcast Channel 1072. Also on YouTube TV, just search out Nantucket Sports Connection, and right here on NCTV. Lots of people to thank, including the executive producer, Lisa Getter, and also Charles Douglas. Our man here on site was Frank Scott. Also want to thank my broadcast partners today, who will be playing in the JV matchup in just a few moments, Neve Fain and Alice Santos. Pleasure to have those students part of the broadcast this afternoon. My name is DC Collins. I want to thank all the sponsors and all of you viewers out there, including the ones on Dave Street at the Chicken Box. Proud to be one of the sponsors of the Nantucket Sports Connection for this season. My name is DC Collins. Final score, once again, 3-1. Bridgewater-Raynham defeats Nantucket in girls volleyball. Tune in this Saturday, 12:15. Chris Morris and Charles Douglas will have the call, as the girls volleyball team will take on Duxbury at 12:15 this Saturday afternoon. Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great evening. You've been watching Whalers Sports here on Comcast Channel 1072, part of NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection. Have a great evening, everyone.